Let's turn to business news now. And a Canadian company, Nona, has made a takeover bid for the insurer Tower. What is being offered?
Yes, that's right. There's a company called Fairfax Financial Holdings looking to get a start here in New Zealand. So they've offered a pretty good price for Tower. So Tower Insurance, you know, they recently, I guess late last year, they sort of split their business up because they were dealing with those Canterbury earthquake claims that was really bogging down their business. They were really struggling. So they thought, oh, okay, we'll separate that and move on. Well, lo and behold, here's a Canadian company fronting up with a pretty good price, $197 million, which works out to $1.17 a share. Now, you compare that with the price before the takeover offer. It was, let's see, it rose 33 cents to $1.12 today. So they were down quite a bit.
Gosh, in percentage terms, that's a hell of a big whack.
Actually, it's 42%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. So Tower... Yeah, so the board of Tower is saying, yeah.
Forgive me, and I spring this stuff on you, Nona, and it's like mastermind in here, isn't it, except without the chair. And so they split the business, they separated the loss-making stuff from Christchurch, and the Canadians are after the rest of the business.
No, they're buying the whole thing.
The whole lot, right? Okay.
They haven't done the separation yet.
Right.
So if the deal doesn't go through, then I guess they will still separate. I think that's what the company has said. But in the meantime, no, they've got support of some of their larger shareholders. That's the ACC. Salt funds are also supporting it. The board has unanimously recommended that the shareholders accept the offer. It's a pretty good offer. So, yeah, there you go. Some Canadians with some deep pockets coming along here and buying Tower.
Country men and women of yours, Nona.
That's right. They've got more money than anybody. That's right.
Let's talk about the Reserve Bank. No, are we going to come back? No,
let's do one more thing.
Yeah, Sky City.
Right, Sky City. Now, that was a big one, too. Now, look, that share price moved 6% today. That's up 23 cents to $3.97 because the company has their first half result, another record, 18% up, which is extraordinary because their revenue actually was quite, poor because of the high roller business.
Yeah. So the Chinese high rollers aren't coming in anywhere near the numbers they were coming. Not only to New Zealand, but Australia, the whole circuit, right?
It's everywhere.
So they've disappeared. And so revenue is down and profit is up?
Yeah, revenue fell 6%, which is a lot. Like the turnover, just the turnover of the high rollers business was down 69%. No, 39%. And that dropped their underlying earnings by 69% from that high rollers business.
Did they explain how they got their profit up in those circumstances?
Yeah, you know what? Their first quarter wasn't very good. And believe it or not, it was that disruption in the Auckland Central Business District, which we all have to, up in Auckland here, have to endure. Well, it was putting their casino players off. So the company decided to spend a little bit more on marketing and targeting their gamblers and saying, come on back to the CBD, working with other businesses in the area to improve the situation. And they've brought their customers back. And that's what turned around that first half profit for them. So that was reflected in the market. And then, of course, there was the dollar.
Right. So the Reserve Bank didn't do anything this morning, very much as predicted. What did the dollar do?
Well, they didn't do very much this morning in terms of what the market was expecting, so the dollar didn't move very much. Now, what happened was the market had been expecting the Reserve Bank to suggest that potentially there could be a rate hike. So we're at 1.75% in terms of the official cash rate, thinking that maybe it would go back up to 2% by the end of the year. The Reserve Bank kind of put cold water on that, so as a result, the market had priced in a little bit of an increase. And so the dollar fell, very much, just a bit from like, say, 73 cents to 72.6. And that's where it was sitting for a while. But then this afternoon, the governor appeared before a select committee at Parliament and put a lot more cold water on the whole thing and actually ended up sort of putting in the mind of the markets anyway, that interest rates could go either way depending on what happens with inflation. And he's quite prepared to move even though he's stepping down in September. And so as a result, the New Zealand dollar ended up dropping about a cent through the day, a little bit more. In fact, it looks a bit soft, so it could go even further. Who knows? The dollar was trading at 72 US cents, 94.4 cents Australian.
Share market?
Oh, yeah. And the NZX, well, it rose 0.8%, not surprising with the strength of these potential these stocks here, up 55 points to 7,122.
Thanks, Nona. Nona Peltier beside me in the Auckland studio.